Hey guys, Gav here, and I just wanted to take a moment to get the word out on this murder by cop that just happened down in Huntington Beach area. What you're about to see is absolutely appalling. All right, and I just want to show you. There's this video going around. This isn't my video. There's this video going around of this cop. He shows up at like a 7-Eleven station or some kind of a gas station. He initiates an encounter with this young man, which I don't know if he actually did anything wrong or not, but his actions certainly didn't have any effect on justifying the officer's response. Okay, so let's take a look. The first video we see here, embrace yourselves for this one. This is going to make you angry if you're at all sane. This is very violent. This first video that a bystander took, shows the officer in, make sure my lens is clean here so you guys can see this. Okay, so the officer is tussling with this guy. He has him down on the ground, and of course, you know, police have to like sit on you and beat you like you're some kind of an animal, right? So he has him on the ground, and we're seeing this first one. And the guy's struggling a bit with him. He grabs something out of his belt. Not his gun. It's just like pepper spray, or I think it's a flashlight, honestly, that he grabbed out of his belt for whatever reason. Okay, he jumps up. So bear in mind now, all this kid's trying to do is get this thug off of him, right? Which you have a right to do, okay? You have a right to try and get someone off you. How many people have we seen killed now, suffocated, things like that, because cops are sitting on them? So just try and get out from under a guy who's sitting on you, right? So here comes the blue thugs. Everything they do is enforce lawlessness almost every day of the week. And then we go to the next video, and this is where it gets really disturbing. There's two clips. Apparently whoever filmed this, and good on him for doing so, but came in two clips here. So I'm going to go to this one. All right, let's switch to this one, and this is where it gets pretty intense. So this starts basically where the other one ended. So he's on the ground. You can see here that he has something, definitely not a gun. It might be pepper spray, but he drops it later on, and it looks very similar to a lot of the flashlights that I have used. So here we go. He gets up. Now, notice this. He gets up, right? The cop's attacking him. And whether the cop has just reason to detain him is unknown, because the police are being all shady about the details, which says everything. We know that they're thugs, and we know when they hide the details. And the perverse, loyalist-supporting, terrorist-supporting thugs are like, we don't know the whole story. You don't know the whole story because the police don't want you to know the whole story, because you are supposed to comply. All right, so he gets up. Watch him brush his hair out. Okay? He's brushing his hair out. These are not the actions of someone who's violent, right? What does the psychotic, murdering thug do? He pumps 7 rounds into him. I'm sorry, wait, let me get this straight. You pump 6 bullets into someone and then say, get down? What happens if you or I do this, right? We get in a tussle with somebody and we just pump 7 rounds. We just empty a mag into them. What happens if you or I do this? The people excusing this are no different than the people excusing the murder of Lavoy Finicum, the murder of Dylan Noble. It's all the same nonsense. Let's go back. I want you guys to see this again. I want you to remember these people. I want you to remember who the blue line is and what they do, not because we are vengeful, hateful. I want these thugs to have the due process that they denied us. I want to go back to this video as this cop is murdering this young man. I don't even know how old this is. This could be your son or your daughter, guys. All right, here we go. Man. Now imagine this. Imagine being such a pathetic coward that you shoot someone 6 times and they're staggering around, and so you shoot them again, just for good measure. Now look, here's a close-up as he's dying and falling down on the ground. This is disgusting. That's not a weapon. It's possible it's pepper spray. It looks to me like a flashlight. He drops it and you can see it. See that kind of expanded tip like those little $10 LED flashlights have? So it might be pepper spray or something like that. So what you just saw here is a cop murdered someone because they dared to mildly resist and take something out of his belt. Look at this man's face. I want you to see this officer's face. I want people to see and share the face of a murderer. Now, don't get me wrong. I want this officer to get due process, right? I don't want them to see the vigilante justice that they perpetrate on us. All right? But I do want the shame there. I do want people naming their names. And I believe this just happened today. Yes, the young man did pass away. Very few details being released yet. Of course, the police, as always, are looking to craft a false story, a false narrative, fake the evidence, and set up a story. And these loyalists, these loyalist troll terrorist offenders that are like, oh, if you touch your belt, like you deserve to be shot by a cop. These cops are thugs. They abuse and murder every day. So if somebody resists, if somebody tries to get them off them, right, even if that person may have done something wrong, police should not be looked at as law enforcement in America. The Blue Line are not law enforcement. They are terrorists. And there's a high possibility that they will abuse, kidnap, rob, or murder you. That is what police do in America, and not one good cop will stop and defend it. Now, that doesn't mean all the police are actively murdering people, but they're all participating in that blue line and defending those who do. These are not law enforcement, guys, and we must stop looking at them as law enforcement. Someone who violates the law and people's rights for a living in the name of law, right? The law they took an oath to is our rights, it's our constitutions, and they say, oh, Joe Blow politician, my buddy, he passed a new statute and I'm going to enforce it at the point of a gun. That's not law enforcement. That's a gang member. That's a syndicate member. That's a criminal. And so don't be shocked that people are starting to react and kind of back up, right? They want to get away from these guys as if they're dangerous criminals, because that's what they are. This young man did not go for a gun. He did not go for a weapon. He did not hurt the man. Now, it's said that before the altercation started that he took a swing at the cop or something like that. Now, clearly the cop is not hurt, but the young man is dead on the ground. So even if that were the case, that he took a punch at a cop, number one, that doesn't justify in any case a cop murdering him, a cop executing him. That is still murder. Second of all, if the cop initiated lawless force in the first place, the person had a right to defend themselves. Now, you guys know I'm a man of peace. I'm always saying we need to be peaceful, we need to be calm, we need to be restrained, we need to love people enough to speak the truth and tell them that they're criminals. But you know what? You just saw a murder, you guys. And I can almost guarantee you that cop will not be charged. And if he is, rest assured he won't be convicted. Because they'll say, look, he went for something. The cop might have thought it was a weapon. They'll make all number of excuses, and you'll know the loyalist, freedom-hating perverts because they will excuse this, right? Make no excuse for people that are excusing this. If you're excusing this, you support terror, criminal activity, murderers, robbers, and thieves because you think that you'll benefit by supporting their terror. All right? Now, I'm not saying go out and, we can't be like them. We can't go out and commit random acts of violence. We can't be unprincipled like they are. The police are terrorists. Us liberty lovers, we give even the worst of criminals due process. And the police in America, they are the worst of criminals. But I just want to remind you, because I know a lot of you are going to be outraged watching this, and I'm outraged. God help us. This is insane that this is going on. And this is happening constantly. 2 to 3 people a day are being killed by the blue line. If you back the blue, you back terrorists. Period. Not one of these will stand up. You don't know the mental state of the kid. You don't know if he was high or drunk or if he was just agitated. But guess what? Would anybody be surprised if he was? If somebody's sitting on you, pointing guns at you, yelling at you, screaming at you, wouldn't you be agitated? Isn't it funny that we're supposed to sit demure and calm while police beat, murder, rob, kidnap, and extort us? But if we so much as wave our arms and panic, then they justify that as a reason to start shooting people? Guys, those aren't the actions of a stable, lawful person. Those are the actions of a psychotic criminal. That's what the blue line is. So be men of peace, you guys. Speak up. Shame them. Be intolerable to things like this. Do not let them slide by. Do not ignore them. Let's stand up for peace and liberty and justice. And let's give these terrorists the due process that they denied us. Wow. All right, so I'm out, guys, for now. It's kind of chaos in here. I'm getting ready for a shoot tomorrow, but you know, my prayers go out to this young man's family. Keep spreading the word. Thanks for being in there. I know I didn't interact a lot tonight because I'm just fired up, and I'm just so sad that this is the way we are now. This is what's tolerated. There's pretty much no country in the world that tolerates this level of abuse from their government. And so I'm going to be watching the comments. Anyone excusing this behavior, anyone saying you don't know the whole story, excusing the cops, excusing the blue line, we'll just clear those out. It's enough giving these lying, terrorist-supporting, thug-supporting loyalists a platform to spread their hate of law and justice. It's time to start standing up and use your voice to speak out against these people. So if you're on here and you're saying, oh, the cop did good, oh, he had a right to shoot him, oh, the blue line, oh, we don't know the whole story. If you're excusing this, leave this channel. Leave. You don't belong here. You don't have any part with law or justice or freedom, all right? You guys speak out. Don't let these murders get away. Share this video, share the source video, or whatever. Get the word out on this, and on every time you see this, it's time to speak up. All right, guys. Peace.